a beautiful cow. Nope. Come here. Lillian. It's a purring trio. And the moment you've all been waiting for. The purring will cease in a minute. Black Panther. Oh. Everybody's thieves. Everybody's still, especially from her. See, no more purring. Poor thing. Go, kitty, kitty. Frederick. Okay. Enough for you kitties. It's my turn now. No better sight when it is a cold, cold morning, when you can see the frost on the roof, than to see a chimney blowing smoke. It's just a blessing and a half. Okay, so we got a lot going on in the kitchen today, a lot going on in the homestead. Michael is out cutting firewood today. He's actually in the driveway. I just made him breakfast. It's waiting for him. I can hear the chainsaw going, so he's obviously doing something. So we were blessed with a whole bunch of apples and pears the other day. So I am in the process of cooking them down and making applesauce. We also have some more tomatoes from our garden that we're going to process up today. There's not a lot here, but I'll get a couple jars of tomato sauce. What are you guys doing?
Drawing.
Hey, show me your shirts. Where did you make these shirts at?
At the same our neighbors, down to our neighbors.
Yeah, they invited us over to make some tie-dye shirts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And we were also gifted a bunch of markers the other day, yesterday in fact, and the kids are playing with those.
There was a pencil on the other side and a marker on this side.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah.
They got those stamp markers. I remember these from when I was a kid. They stamp all those fun little designs.
We got files.
And are you down here coloring too? Are you coloring or are you just...
Look at my pen, Mama. I'm going to draw on this.
Ooh.
And today I have a pen.
Yeah.
Mama, I can't put my pen on my pen.
There you go. It snaps on like that. It doesn't twist. So another thing that we got going on is I just got these, which I'm so excited about. They are fermenting lids. And so with the apple cores that I had from yesterday, I put in here with a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some water, and I'm making apple cider vinegar. I am so excited about this. We are also going to be trying our hand at lacto-fermenting cabbage today. So stick around if you guys want lots of cooking stuff, because that's what today's video is going to be. Lots of cooking and processing.
Cabbage!
Cabbage. Yep. I love cabbage. Mom, you know how I pulled after the stairs?
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, go help. Can somebody hand Autumn one? Can somebody hand me one, she said?
Whoa, Abigail.
This one. Cold cabbage.
Cabbage is yummy when it's cooked up.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
What are those little girls?
Cabbage.
Cabbage. Some of them I gotta remove the outside layer because they got the cabbage moths, but that is a good start to our cabbage growing season around here. So today, like I said, we are going to lacto ferment some of this, and some of it I'm going to try and find a place for it so we can eat it fresh.
Wow.
I was doing dishes and I just realized frost finally got to my tomatoes. It has been cold, and this is the first night that they finally lost their ump. All of them were touching the ceiling. In fact, you can see over there, that guy's still, he's hung up there. Poor things. Oh well, that is the end of our gardening season for sure if my greenhouse has been affected.
I'm doing kombucha.
Yes. This is my least favorite job, and all the kids usually fight over doing this one, so I gladly give them the task of filling up the kombucha bottles. Huh. The boys are getting wood. Alyssa is putting some straw in with the chickens because we are going to get cold in the next couple days, huh?
3 degrees.
What?
3 degrees.
Yeah, Saturday night's low. They
Snow.
it is going to snow. It's going to snow tomorrow.
Yay!
And then on Saturday night, it's going to be like 5 degrees. They bumped up the temperatures. It's still pretty cold.
Tomorrow's gonna
Did you get straw in with the chickens?
Yay!
Did you water them?
Tomorrow it's gonna snow. I'm gonna dance on snow time. I'm gonna go out there first.
And I am assembling my favorite contraption. Don't look at my dirty dishes. My favorite contraption ever. It is a tomato juicer. I seen this on Living Traditions Homestead a long time ago. You want your jacket off?
Yeah.
So we are going to get rid of these tomatoes. These are the last of the tomatoes. No, I have a few more that need to ripen. Oh, hi, Audie. Anyways, it is amazing. I'll show you how it works. Alyssa will do it, and I gotta put it together though real fast. Good. So basically what happens is the tomato pulp comes out here, and we'll give that to our chickens. And then the juice comes out here, but it's more like tomato sauce. So Alyssa is gonna tamp it down. And there you go. Okay, get some more tomatoes. Yes, this is Abigail's favorite job. She likes to be the damper. I can't remember what she calls the stick. Abigail, what is this called? A chomper. That's, yeah, she was going chomp, 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 chomp. It's silly. There you go.
That's a 2-person job, isn't it?
Kind of. I should change what I said. The skins and the seed come out here. The pulp comes out there. I think that I said the pulp comes out here. That is the pulp and the juice. That's the yummy part to make the sauce. Little people just love to sit next to the fire. It's the best thing, huh? Especially because you were outside playing and it's cold out there. We dropped in temperature very quickly. We went from mid 50s down to low 30s in just a couple days. So definitely not something that we're used to yet, so it's very chilly outside. So I had to wait for my tomatoes that I had in the freezer to defrost before I could finish up my tomato sauce. Now that that's done, the kombucha's done, I've got a pot frayed up. Oh, thank you, Autumn Joy. Now we can get busy with the rest of the stuff that I had promised for today. It's actually really late too. It's like 5 o'clock. This day kind of drug on, but it was a wonderful day. The kids and I got to spend some time together. Michael was off cutting firewood, so it was just an enjoyable, calm day, which the last few days have not been, considering we have that low coming up. We're really kind of stressing about that, needing to get stuff prepared, and that's pretty low for this time of year. So while I have a few minutes, I'm going to do some story time. We figured out what was going on with the septic line and all of that stuff. So you guys know about, we had the guy come out here to snake the drain. We had, Lola, you can't go outside yet. So the guy came out here to pump our septic tank. When he came out here, he goes, hey, your gray water tank is full of solids. That's not normal. And we had seen that. Michael had seen it. I didn't see it. But he said, that's not normal, and Michael had noticed the same thing, and so we knew going into this that there might be some sort of an issue. We were hoping that it's just because we're a large family and that's a smaller septic tank. Well, no. So he cleans it all out and he goes, "You got a clog in your line in your drain field." And we're like, oh gosh. So he sticks a snake down the drain line and he goes, "I can feel it, but I can't get any further." So Michael's like, "All right." And he proceeds to dig up our drain field by hand, mind you. That man did so much by hand the last few weeks. It's just been ridiculous digging by hand. It's not an easy job. So he dug it all up and we pull apart our drain line and our drain field, and sure enough, it is clogged to smithereens. And it's not just the main line, it is down legs as well. So we're like, geez Louise. Somehow, by God's grace, Michael was able to get it all unclogged, which when I'm about to tell you, you'll understand why it's amazing. That just the whole story is amazing to me. So Michael gets the line all unclogged. He has this really stiff hose that he sticks down there. He's able to turn on the water and spray everything out, and he got everything clean. So praise God for that. So he decides, before we cover everything up, that it's necessary to make sure that everything's running properly, which is very smart. So he has me turn on all the water, everything on in the house, and it's on for a good 15 minutes. And he goes, "Sandra, I'm not seeing any water coming into the septic tank." And we're like, oh, there's got to still be a clog. Like, this is just a never-ending nightmare. It just will not end. That was 2 weeks of not having running water in our house, like bathing the children in buckets and stuff. We realized that the tank isn't filling up with our water from our house. So when the gentleman that built our septic tank was living here, he was living in an RV where the chicken coop is. So there's a septic drain out there. So Michael sticks a hose down there, and sure enough, water just comes trickling down. So we're certain that there's a clog in the line from the house to the septic tank. So we're standing there talking for a few minutes, and we both kind of look over the septic in the drain field, and Michael goes, "Is it filling up with water?" And I said, "Yeah, it looks like it." So we look inside the tank. There's not enough water to be coming out. You know, it's not even kind of full. There's only maybe an inch of water from the water that he had put down the drain from the RV spot. And we both realized at the same time, like he had to have plumbed it in somewhere into the drain line. Or into the drain field. There's no way that there's water filling up. That's from our house. It was steaming because we had hot water running, because that's the most pressure that we have in the bathroom is the hot water. So Michael goes, "Okay." So he starts witching everything, all the lines, and he can see all the lines. There's lines everywhere and on the property. But he sees this one very odd line going right to our drain field after the first leg. And so he goes, "I got to dig it up. I don't have a choice." So he proceeds again to dig it up by hand. And sure enough, all of our plumbing from our house is going straight to our drain field. Oh my gosh. For real, like, why would you not? First of all, why would you do that? Second of all, why wouldn't you tell us that? For 1.5 years we've lived here. For 1.5 years, every single bit of toilet water, anything, has been going into our drain field. That is only meant for gray water, not for solids. So coming to that conclusion, it is a miracle that A, we lasted 1.5 years, B, that this didn't happen in the middle of winter, C, that our drain lines were able to be unclogged. Like, that is just an amazing blessing. So as it stands right now, we realized why he did that. The septic tank was set up for the RV. Where he put our house, it is basically in line with the septic tank. There is no slope going into the septic tank from our house. So he had to plumb it down into the drain field for it to drain anywhere. Would have been lovely to know that, but is what it is. You stay out of that bathroom, Missy. Okay, just a minute. So we had already planned, and I believe that I talked to you guys about this a long time ago, doing a composting toilet. We will only have gray water going into our drain field from our house, which is the same thing essentially as what it would be going into the holding tank. If it's held up for 1.5 years with solids going into it, we're hopeful that it's just going to continue the way that it is right now. Eventually we would like to fix it, but we will literally have to dig up our whole septic, everything, move it down and over to get it to have enough slope from the house to go into a septic tank. So we are going to be installing a permanent composting toilet, which we will continue with even if we do fix the septic line and everything like that, the septic tank and all that stuff. But that's the story. As of right now, I have running water, which is a blessing. Oh my goodness, to take a shower in my house again after 2 weeks. I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're without it, it's so good. So Michael is wanting to run the fuel out of the lawnmower. And so he gave the task to the children. And, you know, it's like the best thing ever to drive a lawnmower. You know, there's nothing cooler. And it just cracks me up because I remember being a kid. Of course, he goes around the corner right now. I remember being a kid and driving my grandparents' lawnmower. And I just thought that I was the coolest thing that ever walked. And now my children are doing it. Andrew had to come in and get all bundled up because it's really cold outside. But he is about to pass on the torch to Alyssa. And Alyssa is going to drive the lawnmower. But here she comes. Are you excited? Okay. Andrew is the most cautious child that ever existed. He's going so slow. And he's had a four-wheeler too. You'd think that he'd get some speed under him, but he's being very responsible and respectful that that's not his machine. In fact, Alyssa asked him if she could drive it, and he said, "No, it's not my machine. You have to go ask Dad." And I just thought that was really cute. But it's really cold outside. I'll try and get a snippet of Alyssa driving it. I'm going inside. And I have my two helpers here helping me do dishes, huh? They love to rinse the dishes. Abigail. Are you going to open your letter? Are you going to open it? What? So she asked me if she could open up that letter. And I said, go ahead. I said, but you have to pay it afterwards. And she goes, okay. And so she gets ready to open it. And she looks at me and she goes, am I going to die if I open it? And of course, I have to go with it because she said it. I just have to see what her response is going to be. So I said, well, you never know. You might. And just a minute. Anyway, she looks at me really wide-eyed and she puts the letter down. I said, are you going to open it? She goes, no, I'm not. Abigail, I promise you won't die if you open the letter. Oh, Autumn Joy. You stinker.
Can you do it, Mom?
I can't. You got it all wet. So we're going to tackle the dishes really quick. Get everything tidied up from our tomato mess. Dinner's done. We had an early dinner today. And we're going to get going. Oh. Oh no, Amelia died. So I am getting ready to chop up and put my cabbage in my bowl. This is a beautiful head of cabbage. It's nice and tight. It just is perfect. I think this is the best one that I've cut up so far. So I'm going to cut it up and get ready to lacto ferment. This is my first time lacto fermenting and I am so excited. I'm almost certain that my whole head of cabbage is not going to fit in the jar that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use probably 3/4 of the cabbage, a little bit less. And I'm just going to start pounding this with my pounder. If any of you are curious, I'm using the Nourishing Traditions cookbook. It's going to be the recipe on page 92, the sauerkraut recipe. I'm not going to be adding caraway seeds though because I don't have caraway seeds. So
Mom, what? This
I have a feeling this is going to be messy. Should have grabbed a bigger bowl. Okay, I've been going for about 10 minutes now. Definitely started to liquefy. I'm getting splattered by water. You can see all the juice in there. So now I'm gonna start filling up my. They said a quart. I'm gonna do it in half gallons because, well, we'll see. If there's not enough to do it in here, which I think there is, I'll put it in something else. I just realized why they said to use a quart, because most people are probably gonna run into the same issue. I'm not gonna be able to tamp this down very easily as I will be able to that. So, change plans, go into a quart. Always trust the experts anyways. I've never done this before, so you'd think that I would listen. I am amazed at how much liquid is in here. If I push down anymore, it's gonna overflow. So I'm gonna stick my little weight down here. It's all packed. You can see it's packed from here down. And I don't know if that's like normal for it to be that color. I guess my salt is pink, so that probably changes a little bit of the color. But I'm gonna put the weight on there and I'll be right back. I've seen somebody take a piece of cabbage and put it over so all of their cabbage is submerged. I probably wouldn't have bought these things if it hadn't come in the kit, but since it came in the kit, and now I'm gonna top it with my little fermenting lid. And I'm just gonna go put this on the counter next to my apple cider vinegar, and in 3 days, this should be sauerkraut. Okay friends, it's about 7:30, so I'm gonna close out the video. I still got a couple things that I've got to do. I got to tidy up the kitchen and get my apples done, get the kids ready for bed, and hit the hay myself, which is gonna be glorious tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Blessings and happy homesteading. Bye.